Alright, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to run you through the subconscious seduction system, and I'm going to give you guys a leg up on everybody that is in this whole dating market. Alright, so if you watch this video, you will literally get women with what works in 2024, and you'll stop using these outdated bullshit methods that everybody else is using and the reason why they're getting no results. Alright, so stay to the end of this video. You're going to understand everything that you need to implement into your life right now so you can turn your dating life into a literal machine. All right, so the subconscious seduction system is tailored for men who are actually just looking to enhance their dating and social skills and actually find the woman that they really want to be with, right? But it's a strategic approach. We're not just gonna go out and just talk to every woman on the street. We're not just gonna shoot cold DMs out to women looking up fucking hashtags and bullshit. That shit is super old. We're not doing that shit anymore. All right. So first thing I want to start you guys off before going into dating apps, let's just talk about the automated Instagram strategy. Okay. So this is a strategy that I don't know anybody who's using it. And if you are using it, then you have a leg up on anybody in the world. All right. I was using this shit back in like 2021. So what is it? You take pictures for your Instagram feed, or even if you have an Instagram feed already, you probably have an Instagram and you probably already have pictures there, but they have to be visually appealing. All right. Like, you can't look like garbage. You can't look like shit. If you have an Instagram that's already legit, boom, start running this already. All right. So you're going to have pictures with good edits, right? They look poppin'. They look like some shit that a woman actually would be into. And you're going to go to the post, you're going to click boost post, all right? Now, this is very important. You're going to boost it to your city, right? So, for example, if you're in Los Angeles, if you're in New York, Miami, whatever it is, boost it to your city, Los Angeles, put the desired age range of women you want this post to go out to, and don't put anything on the interest. You just put the desired age range. You just put female, your city. This is how easy it is. And you run the picture as an ad. If you don't have money, like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, if you're spending $40 on a drink at the club or whatever, but you wouldn't spend $40 on an ad that's going to bring women to you, I don't know what you're doing. All right, so I would start off with a small budget just to get the account warmed up, because Facebook's kind of weird, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to run your picture as an ad. Literally, it's going to shoot it out to women in your city. And because nobody's doing this, women are going to start following you. They're going to like the picture. They're going to go to your page and watch your story. They're going to comment on the post. They're going to do all that shit, right? Now, the strategy is you're going to message every single woman who likes your post, comments on the picture, follows you, or watches your story. And you have to be posting stories during this time. Like, when you're boosting this, you have to be posting stories, because you need that little red ring that's going to be around your profile pic. All right. So every woman who comes through, you have to message her, and you can use my conversation scripts: connect, qualify, convert. That's the framework, right? But I have actual scripts that you can use, and that's how you're going to get them out on dates. All right. So right now, if you're not talking to at least like 40, 50 women in a week, and you're actively dating, like you're actively searching, use this strategy. This is how you're going to solve it. This is how you're going to get new women, so you have an abundance mindset no matter when you're living. I don't know. Like, you can run this for the rest of your life. All right. So this is the automated Instagram strategy. This is basically what you need in 2024. If you're not doing this, then what you're doing is you're just wasting 4 or 5 days of your calendar by not using a tool that's literally built to get women to come to you. Instagram is an app that literally, with 3 clicks of a finger, you just go to boost post, put the location, put the budget, will bring women into your inbox, and you're not using it, right? You're stupid. Okay, so that's the automated Instagram strategy. If you just use this, you're going to do better than everybody out there. Okay, now, what other assets do you need in order to make this work? You need a proven text script, okay? A lot of you guys are going to run this, and then you guys won't realize that, yeah, a woman seeing a fucking ad come up on her shit, right? So you can't just message her and be hella pressed in the messages. So you need a proven text script. the way that my framework works is connect. You're going to reach out to her and say, hey, what's up? And then you qualify and just see, like, when did she move to the city? What does she do in the city? But you're not going to try to set up the date too quick. Because a lot of guys, what they'll do is they try to set up the date too quick. But she's thinking in her head, like, just like I saw this ad, there's a million other girls seeing this ad. So it throws off the frame. So you want to qualify her a little bit just to see, like, okay, who is this girl? Where is she from in the city? What's she doing in the city? And then you convert and set up the date, okay? So this is the automated IG strategy. I have people who work for me who actually set this up for guys. If you don't have a pop-in Instagram already, I have people who edit the pictures, do all that, right? Because this strategy is what is taking over 2024. Like, if you're not using this and you're actively dating, you're just stupid. All right. Now, the other part of the system, and the easiest thing to do, of course, is just have an online dating profile. Hinge is still the best app. They just introduced a new feature where they will actually test your pictures for you. So something that I've been implementing as a service for a while now is I test pictures for guys, right? Because a lot of you guys will create a dating profile, but you won't test new pictures. So what I do with guys who I take on is we will literally retest different pictures and make sure that the right ones are bringing in the right woman. Right? So what Hinge actually does now is they actually will test pictures for you and see which one is getting the most matches, the most likes. And this is different from the features they had before, which they would put as your first pick. This one, they actually test all of them. All right? So use Hinge. Tinder is outdated. That's some 2014, 2015 garbage. All those other ones, like, just stop. Just use Hinge. All right? Now, if you're having a good Instagram already, then you should have a good dating profile already too, because you can use the same exact pictures. So what I actually do is whenever I post a picture on Instagram, and I always take pictures for Instagram, not for my dating apps, I actually have this feature on it where it'll save it directly to my camera roll. Now what I do is, instead of using my regular picture that I took, I use the edited version that I posted onto Instagram on my online dating profile. Now, if you guys don't do this, you are actively getting worse women sent to you on your online dating profile. And I can guarantee this because I've coached hundreds of guys at this point, and we're all doing this. So if you're not getting results on your online dating profiles, because the edited pictures are the ones that are not on your profile. You're using ones that are unedited. And if you're not editing your pictures, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, you're just stupid. All right? Now, your bio on your profile, what used to work a lot was more so like mysterious bios and like mysterious prompts and shit like that. That's what I used to use for forever. But I think now what's making a comeback is more compelling bios, like something that actually stands out. So your bio has to in some way show your personality, or at least show where you're trying to take it. So if you have doubt of what you're looking for, if you want to go the mysterious route, still just have the bio be the top, what industry you work in. So for example, if you're a finance guy or whatever, just put finance, and then in the second row put the city that you're in, right? But if you want to do something more compelling, right, if you want to have something that's more informative, right, you can do something like talking about what made you move to the city, how long you're going to be in the city. If you're traveling, you could talk about what you're looking for a little bit. Don't make it too clear. And this is going to make a woman, when she scrolls to your profile, it makes her look like you're actually qualifying her. All right. It actually makes it look like you have abundance already, and that's why you're free to share what you're into. All right. So the other thing that we always have to incorporate is in-person approaches. All right. So why do we approach women in person? Is because if Instagram decides to reject your boost, if the dating app decides to ban you, well, you can still do this one thing that still works and go outside. All right. So start with the places that you currently operate in, like your gym. You can start with your apartment complex, your home surroundings, like your neighbors, whatever. But talk to people. Okay. Now, for you guys who are high level, I know you guys have already overcome fears. You already don't have a problem talking to people, but you still have to break through every level, right? Like, you might be okay speaking in front of a crowd, but you might not be okay approaching a woman who has 50,000 followers or 100,000 followers in a social setting, right? So you still have to overcome those fears and make sure that you're optimizing to do the approaches in the daytime. Okay, so for you guys who work all day, right? Like I said, run this strategy. But on the weekends, if you don't run a business and you're not working on the weekends, you have to go out in the daytime and approach women. So let me tell you how things used to go. In around 2016, 2017, we used to always go out in the daytime and approach women, right? Now, you guys would go to the club at night after me and my friends had already gotten these women and bagged them, and then they reject you and then come over to my place, right? Because I'm getting them in the daytime, you're getting them after they're already washed up and they've already been like gotten, right? So if you shift your focus from going to the club at night to going to the in the daytime, not only does it create like a better vibe because the sun's out, you know, you guys see each other more. It doesn't feel like that weird vibe like it's in the club and you're trying to get women, right? But what actually happens is that you're training your mind to step out of the house and, you know, just do something that's not natural to you. So always optimize for the daytime and approach women in person. And the assets that you really need to approach women in person is audit your weekly routine. So something that you have to look at is like, okay, if you're working 5 days a week, right? What are the times a week ahead of time? You have to think to yourself, what are the times this weekend that I'm going to have free? So you have to literally block out space in your calendar. I'm not saying like you have to actually go into Google Calendar and do this, but think to yourself like, okay, if I'm going to be cooking, I'm going to be running errands, I'm going to be doing this. Well, what time am I actually going to have to approach women in person? And you can have a whole week go by if you don't think to yourself and actually block out time of you not talking to anybody because you are literally just working and hustling and grinding all damn week. All right. So you really, really need to audit your weekly routine. I don't like talking about daily routine. I like talking about weekly routine because everybody works, but not everybody, you know, goes out on the weekends. All right. So next thing you need to do is invest into a new social circle. So this is probably one of the things that I'm best at is I know how to find an exclusive social club in any city. Like you put me in any city in the world and I'm going to be with high level people. All right. And the reason why is because all this shit is on Google, bruh. Like literally just type up private social club and then put your city. So if you're in Miami, just type up private social club Miami, right? I have one of my clients who's literally in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. That's what the city is called. And we literally found a private yacht club in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, right? Because it's on Google. Like the people who, they're not trying to hide it. Now, there are some that are very private, right? Like there's some clubs that I'm a member of that are private. You know, you're only going to find it through your network, but you have to start somewhere. So you want to go out to events, social events, and this is why looking at your weekly routine is so important because you want to go out to events where you're going to meet people, right? You interact and build relationships that it could be one person in the room that you meet that night that changes your whole life, your whole social life, because you get to see a whole different side of the city, right? You start going to events that you didn't even know existed. You start meeting people that you didn't even know were in your city. You start going to parties that you start thinking to yourself like, damn, this is what I need to be at, right? So the way that I usually do it is I look up private social club in my city. I go to one of the events. You know, it's not like every event is going to be popping. Some of them are going to be more industry specific for certain jobs like cybersecurity. It could be some events for tech. It could be some events for finance. It could be some events for AI, whatever the fuck it is, right? Content creation, whatever. But you want to go to events that you mesh with. Like if you're a lawyer, go to lawyer events, right? If you're Latino, go to Latino events. If you're black, go to black events. Something that you mesh with and then interact there. And you always want to show up looking really, really good and looking nice and speaking with clarity, because you're going to be the guy that people remembers when they go home. So at networking events, like everybody gives out their number to everybody talks to everybody, but at the end of the night, like the next day, nobody remembers who the fuck they were talking to. A lot of it is wasted time. So you want to be the person that when you text somebody the next day and go like, yo, what's going on this weekend? They remember you and they're like, oh yeah, I remember him from last night. let me invite them to the other event that's going on. So when you start doing that, it really takes like a month or so, but you start getting to these exclusive events and start meeting high status people that you never would have known even existed. So it opens your eyes to a new horizon. And I know it seems like I'm just talking about a social circle here, but you will be so surprised at how many women you're going to be meeting just from this strategy. Like, you'll be surprised at the amount of women and the way that the approaches are, like in a social club or in a party that's exclusive. It's so warm and it's so almost genuine, because a woman's thinking like, okay, if you're here, you have to be a high level man. So sometimes instead of even you having to go up to her, she's going to come up to you and approach you and be like, who are you, like, what's your name? So if you want to eventually sometime in the future get to a point where you have a social circle that you actually mesh with, invest into a private social club. It will be one of the best investments that you make. So the one that I have right now is like $250 a month, which is nothing compared to all the people that I'm meeting and all the connections that I have in my city. All right. So I want to just run this back again one more time. The automated Instagram strategy, if you're not using this in 2024, you are stupid. Okay. So you have pictures on your Instagram feed. If you don't have women in your inbox, you're going to boost the picture with a budget of, you can start it at $5 a day. Target women who are in your city, right? Because there's this thing going to be the targeting. Put it just on your city, Los Angeles, New Orleans, whatever it is. The desired age range of women, put it on female only, very important. All right. And then when messages start to roll in, when likes on the post start to roll in, comments, message every woman with my framework. Okay. So if you do all of this, then literally getting women and seducing them becomes subconscious to you, because you just get the reps in that other guys are just never going to get. So if you think you have competition right now, if you think it's too hard for you to date, it's not. You just aren't getting the reps in. So you're living in a place of lack and not abundance. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really, if you actually implement this, it will make my day way better, and you guys will get better women. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one.